might suck. It might not even play. It might be a commercial. This is Redman coming to you live from the Comedy Store for a brand new episode of Kill Tony. Give it up for Kill Tony! AKA Tony Hinchcliffe!
Wow, thanks everybody. Give it up for Kill Tony. Hi everyone. Hi everybody. It's good to be here. Another fun weekend. And here we are. Hi everybody out there. Congratulations for being part of this fun audience.
Yeah!
Okie dokie. Always an interesting beginning.
Yeah, we mixed it up a little. My iPad's dead. It fucking sucks.
It's dead?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be alive anymore.
Oh my god.
Whatever.
That's terrible.
I know. Excuse to get a new one.
Alright. Well, so that ends the sound effects portion, right?
No, I downloaded an alternative sound effect program.
Oh, so
it's going to be mixed up probably a little.
Oh, that's exciting.
Just for this episode, instead of the normal kitty cat sound when a comic does 1 minute, we're going to have a dolphin.
Oh yeah, I like that. But what's going to replace the angry bear that comes in if they do longer than 60 seconds?
A gang of cows.
That is a lot of cows, man. Wow. So you don't want to run the light here, you comedians out there that are doing your 60 seconds, because you don't want to anger that group of cows.
Or the dolphin.
Well, the dolphin...
That's a nice little...
Yeah, the dolphin's sort of peppy, but those cows are aggressive.
Yeah.
Speaking of animals, as always, ladies and gentlemen, our head of security, the Iron Patriot, is here.
I will lead these new Avengers into battle against anyone who would threaten our way of life. I am the Iron Patriot.
Fuck yeah. Still got it, Patriot. Still got it.
You know, I was listening to the last episode the other day, and listening to it is so much different than watching it. Because it really sounds like we're hanging out with Kit from Knight Rider.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed when I listened last night just to iTunes, because I've been watching the video. And I want to say something to you, Red Band. First, I want to congratulate you for winning Funniest Instagrammer of the Year at the LA Weekly Awards.
Oh, thank you.
That is awesome.
I'm not funny on Instagram, so I don't know what that means.
That's so cool.
I don't post any funny photos. It's mostly foods and shih tzus.
You know, I like the one you posted yesterday. You did a screenshot of my mailman video, and in the background was a Jungle Fever poster, because my video was made in 1991, the same year that movie came out. And what's interesting is Wesley Snipes just got released from prison a few months ago.
Oh.
He was serving 3 years for tax evasion. He starred in Jungle Fever. And now he's already got his life back on track, and he's in the movie Expendables 3.
Yeah!
He's already got it going, so with my Banana song coming back, this might be the return of Jungle Fever this year.
Wow.
Me and Wesley.
I think that's a pretty bold statement, first of all. I don't think you're going to bring back the movie franchise Jungle Fever, the Wesley Snipes classic, because of the music video. But I did watch that music video that you were in. If you don't know, the Iron Patriot is a human being, and he wears a $5,000 custom-made Iron Patriot suit that came pretty dented up. He rides the bus here. He's here every Monday, and he rides the bus because in that $5,000 suit, he can't sit down. So he has to stand at all times. So he takes the bus here from down the street.
Yeah.
And he was once in a band in Texas called the Dirty Crabber.
It's just called, I was Dirty Crabber. That's my other name.
Okay.
So if you ever want to call me that, just call me that.
Did you ever have crabs? Is it based off that?
No, because my last name is Crabtree, and my brother, his name was Crabtree, so it was kind of a play on that.
Oh.
But, yeah, I did have crabs one time, but... I think everybody's dealt with that, but now the girls are shaving their pouches, so I don't think there's any more crabs.
Yeah, they're actually becoming extinct lately. That's true.
Yeah. So I wish I would have lived in this age.
Yeah, but now you have to worry about like crotch eels or something
Yeah,
with those vaginas.
yeah, you do.
Crotch eels.
Yeah, what would come out of a shaved vagina? What kind of gross thing can? What if worms just like girls are dating
What the
worms?
fuck are you talking about?
Or just what would replace crabs?
I don't think they need to be replaced. I think that's something we can do without.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Patriot, do you still have, even though you got the crabs, do you still have like a full bush underneath all that?
Well, you know, I keep it trimmed. I don't let it go out of control, but no, it's not. I mean, you know what I'm saying.
When you say trimmed, like what are you doing down there?
Just using the scissors to trim it up so it doesn't get out of control, you know.
You ever mess with the ball hair?
But I'm not like Tommy Lee, you know, Motley Crue. He talks about he put some special shit on his balls to just make it so it's just completely nothing.
Yeah, it's nair. It's a bad idea. Don't ever do it. I tried it once, and my fucking asshole, when everything was on fire. My balls, like the veins in it, got really hard. You know, sometimes when you're like, wow, it's so hard right now. What happened? It was like that for like a week. It sucked.
Yeah.
That one.
I kind of miss it when the girls had some hair down there. I kind of like it like that.
Now, what I was getting at with this band, the Dirty Crabber, and I watched your music video for the first time over this past weekend, and I was laughing so hard because you have this song called "Share My Banana" that you performed a few weeks ago here. While holding a banana, you sang a song that was racist.
Well, I also called the monkey Jacob, so it was the white name was a monkey too. So it's it's like they were both monkeys.
Can I ask you a question? I've noticed over the past few weeks that you have a little twitch in your left arm that happens.
Yeah, I do.
Was that from when you got tackled by the football player on?
That was in my old costume about 4 years ago. That was I still got that old costume. It's like it's all duct taped together. It's in bad shape.
So that twitch that you do with your left arm, is that because of the suit that you're wearing, or is that?
Well, I don't know. I should just concentrate on staying still. I'm kind of sometimes I just kind of like to move it around to kind of keep my shoulders and back, kind of the muscles moving around so it doesn't, get stiff, But, I should do a better job at concentrating to just stay still.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're making podcast history so far this episode.
Yes, it's fun to be here on Labor Day with you, Tony.
Oh yeah, it is Labor Day. What do you normally do on a Labor Day if you didn't have this right now?
I might be out water skiing right now or something.
That's what you do?
No.
He's so disappointed when you said that.
Do you practice singing a lot in front of mirrors? And
Yeah, I try to. If I know I'm doing a song on the show, I'll try to rehearse and get ready. And
so if I play a song right now, you'll be able to perform it?
yeah, if you're ready, do it. If you're ready, do it.
All right, let's try this. What's the name of the song?
Soul Sister number 9.
Soul Sister
Are
number
you
9.
serious? Is this happening right now?
No, that's not the song. It's the other song.
Oh shit! Well, yeah, I think I have it.
Well, you can do that if that's the only one you have. You can do it.
No, I can do both. It just
Wait.
That was my other song called "Send Me." That's another song.
He sent you another song?
Well, I changed my mind. I sent that song and then I changed my mind and switched it to another song.
Wow, look at you.
How long did it take for you to decide that you wanted to do a different song? Like, was it hours you were sitting there thinking about
No,
it?
it just kind of came to me because we've kind of been on this jungle fever theme for so long. I just thought, man, let's just keep it going because, Soul Sister number 9. I mean, I've never made love actually to a black woman. I flirted with them, but, one female brother that does turn me on is Beyonce. I love her.
Female sister. Oh wait.
She needs to drop that 0 and get with the hero.
Oh my
All
god.
right, well let's hear it.
Yeah, turn up.
Soul sister. What do you believe in soul sister?
Those living the fire, girl, you ever seen?
Soul Sister number 9. I'd like to see you in the summertime. Soul Sister, don't be late. There's something wrong if you hesitate. Nothing's gonna change my mind. I'm in love with a dandelion. Nothing's gonna change my ways. I'm in love with Soul Sister number 9. Soul Sister number 9. I'd like to see you in the evening time. Soul Sister, it's okay. Just save your love for a rainy day. Nothing's gonna change my mind. I'm in love with a dandelion. Nothing's gonna change my ways. I'm in love with Soul Sister number 9.
Yeah, God, I don't think that was ever gonna end.
Thank you, thank you.
Holy shit!
That was awesome.
Wow,
Thank you.
you're breathing heavy under there, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm surprised you used the word "you're like a dandelion." I was expecting something a little bit more racist.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of the way the lyrics came out of me. When I write my music, I just let it flow out of me. I don't really...
What's the deal with all of your songs being about hooking up with a black woman that you never actually hooked up with?
Well, like I said, I write about what I feel, and that kind of came out that way, so... I also like that, I like that female brother, Zoe Saldana, on the Avatar.
Why do you call them female brothers?
That's so backwards, it's confusing.
Well, if you just say sister, they might think you're talking about a nun.
No, nobody's gonna think you're talking about a nun. It all depends on who you follow it up with.
You take off the ER and make it an A and you're fine.
Nobody's gonna think you're talking about a nun when you say Beyonce.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think that you write these songs because you and perhaps a black woman out there have some unfinished business? Is it something you still fantasize about?
Yeah, Halle Berry too. I like her feet. Did you see her in Flintstones? How cute her feet look?
On the Flintstones?
Didn't you see Halle Berry in the
Are you
Flintstones?
talking about the Flintstones, the movie?
Yeah.
No, nobody was looking at her feet during the
You were. You know you were. You're lying.
Alright, yeah, you got me. Okay, another hand for the Iron Patriot.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you guys. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it.
This is the show where comedians do 60 seconds, and always a guest and I and my cohorts here, Red Band and Patriot, we all talk with the comedian for a bit, see what's going on, see if we can punch up their jokes. They can take it or leave it if they want, all for free. Always just giving away gold here on Kill Tony. And I always have one of my funniest friends come on and be a guest each week. I'm really excited about this week's guest. He's somebody who I've always looked up to since I started here many years ago, and I'm excited to have him. He's such an amazing guest that, in fact, he has his own person who gives his introduction, so I'm just going to bring up that guy right now. Put your hands together for his introducer, Ryan Mervis, everybody. This is not the guest. This is the guy who introduces the guest.
Are you guys ready?
Are you ready?
Give it up for the reigning Belly Room League champion, the manager of the Dead Kid Timmies, the lovely bearded Freddy Lockhart!
Wow, everybody. Freddy Lockhart is in. How exciting. Give it up for Ryan Mervis one more time, everyone. He's introducing. Fuck yeah, the champ.
Yes.
For those of you, and by those of you I mean everybody out there who are wondering what that we're talking about with this championship. He is
Tell
the
them about it,
defending Comedy Store fantasy football
I
champion,
made all the right
everybody.
decisions. Made all the right fucking decisions. That's what I
This
did.
guy knows how to make moves this time of the year.
Won by .3 with the help of one Aaron Hernandez. Thank you.
Wow,
Yeah, did
really?
his job for me and then got sent to the pokey. I made that happen.
All
I
the-
made that happen.
All the
Yeah.
best fantasy players are in prison.
Yeah, that's why you got to get them before they come.
I got OJ in round 2 this year.
Did you?
Yeah,
There you go.
really hope.
Fucking dorks.
Jesus.
How dare you? This makes us closer to the players and they appreciate it.
what?
This new setup, I just realized that now you're like behind me. So I'm just gonna be like shocked all the time. We slanted the table differently for those of you diehard fans that are following that closely.
It's so that when you guys are on stage, the guest isn't just looking at their butt the whole time.
Right.
Like looking to
So
the
now
right.
we have a better angle at the. Now the camera has changed. I'm sure people watching on our good friends over at Vimeo.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they noticed a slight change. So anyway, Freddie.
This is great, Tony. This
we
is
played-
a real professional thing you got going here. That's fucking amazing right there.
Thank you.
That's fucking
Yeah, I'm
incredible.
very excited about it.
He sings, he dances, the whole
Yeah.
thing.
It's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something, Freddie?
Yeah, please.
I did a little research on you today. First, I listened to your What's Good podcast.
Oh, okay, great.
I listened to that. I read about you. And I wanted to ask you this.
Okay.
A few months ago, I was an extra on a film about Nina Simone, the jazz singer and civil rights activist.
Sure.
And Zoe Saldana is playing her in the movie, and she's got a lot of criticism because they say she's too light-skinned. And I noticed you're a mulatto, too. How do you feel about that?
It's the Comedy Store. Shit goes. You know. I actually prefer. I refer to as right-skinned, first of all, or as Hollywood refers to as black. But I don't care. It's like whatever. You
Yeah,
know?
I think
You know,
it's good she's
so
doing the movie.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, have you ever received criticism or discrimination from the...
None at all. My whole life, zero discrimination in any facet, anywhere at all. Not from either side. No.
I mean, from the Ducker brothers.
No.
From the what? What'd you say?
I don't know. Something racist.
No, it wasn't
I
racist.
think you just said nigger. That's what, that's what I was feeling.
The Patriot's known for his accidental racism.
That's okay, you know.
Yeah.
It slips out
He's
sometimes.
from Texas.
I was born there.
Yeah, you were born in San Antonio.
Jesus, dude, that's creepy.
Yeah, he researches all the guests. He's the best head of security on any podcast.
That's pretty cool.
I like you. I've seen you on Ice House Chronicles. I've seen you on Joe Rogan Experience. I've been following you for a while.
Oh,
Freddie.
cool. You'd think I would have noticed fucking Iron Man following me.
You know he loves you when his left arm twitches.
Yeah, I like him.
It's really-
That's a very impressive. I mean, that's super fucking impressive.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no.
Now, Freddie, you said something that I brought up a couple times over the weeks on this podcast. I've always taken a moment to ask black comedians. I ask them, on behalf of all black people, all the pressure is on you right now. Why do some black people call other lighter-skinned black people light-skinned with two Ds?
It's just the vernacular. It's just how it goes. It's a regional dialect, if you really want to know.
Yeah, I do.
And it's usually in urban and southern areas. That's where it comes from. And it's actually, there was a documentary called "Do You Talk English?" And it turns out black people and white people from Boston and Philly speak English as it was supposed to have been spoken because we bastardized it from the British. So thanks.
I don't believe that.
Light-skinned.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And that's why all black guys have names like Jackson and stuff like that, like white British guys, because the British once owned us. You'll meet like a British guy. My name's Jerome Jackson. Hello. It's like Jerome Jackson sounds like a rookie running back.
I read a thing the other day that the first, I mean, I had heard it before, but I read the whole thing about the first slave owner was a black guy. Did you know that?
True. Yeah, it could be true. I could see them starting that gangster shit, and the
Because-
white people stole it.
Because they were.
That's some gangster shit,
He did
slaving,
it
right?
first.
Yeah.
Totally.
We always do it first. I steal from myself. My white side steals from my black side. Are you kidding me? You guys always steal shit from me.
Reading this article, and basically three-quarters of the way through it, I'm like, this guy, imagine if he started it, imagine all the white guys around him like, this fucking guy's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
We're going to take over all these businesses, and he started it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was some
That's
like
crazy.
Barksdale cruise shit from The Wire. Like they were taking corners, is what the fuck they were doing.
Because I guess the original guy was an indentured servant, which is a whole thing that I did more research on too.
Where
which
were
is
you at one
really-
night, just on Wikipedia?
Totally. I go off on
skipping
these
through.
Wikipedia
Yeah,
tangents, and that's
yeah.
exactly what I do. If
I
you
always
wanna-
do that too. I do that on YouTube, but then I always end up some guy telling a cop off. I always want to see that. Some guy just shoving it to a cop. Like, oh yeah, well here's the law. And one guy did.
I do
Like
love
one
those
guy
videos.
threw the law in his face. The cop was like, is it true? He's like, yeah. And he's like, am I being detained? He's like, no, I guess not. And split up. I was like, you're my hero.
I saw that one, and I love those videos. It's
Yeah.
my favorite watch.
And you have to be white to do shit like that too. I can't try that. I can't even look at me. They won't know what I am, but they won't go for it.
Right. That's so awesome. Freddy's one of the best impressionists that I know in the world.
Thank you.
So, you know, I'm excited to see if anybody pops up and
Like
has
Tony
anything to say.
Hinchcliffe, perhaps.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's a pretty good
That's a
impression.
pretty good impression.
Hey, you know, Tony,
Whoa.
Shit.
you know what? When Freddy has a cold, he can do a good Jesse Ventura.
Jesus, this guy.
Oh, wow.
Jesse the Mind Ventura.
Oh, wow.
Used to be Jesse the Body Ventura.
He sounds like every wrestler, though.
Yeah, Sunday, brother.
Everybody's at Sunday.
Sunday, brother.
It's like a strip club DJ sound almost. You have.
Or the guy announcing the monster truck rally coming
Yeah.
to town.
Brother.
Sunday.
All right. Well, we know what goes on here. Comedians come up and they do
This is
60
great.
seconds, and we talk to them. Yeah, it's
You're
gonna be a
giving
lot of
back.
fun.
I like
Yeah,
that.
It's true. A little comedy karma. You know, things are good. Tonight, the Comedy Central roast of James Franco is airing. So,
And you're here.
yeah.
Yeah, but we can watch it here, right?
Working.
No, we can't watch it here because the Comedy Store has the only kind of cable I've ever heard of that doesn't get Comedy Central.
We ain't got cable. They got some rig.
They have
thing.
like Fox Sports and shit. They have some weird.
They're stealing somebody's satellite
Yeah.
signal or something. That's what it sounds like. Ill-gotten cable is what it sounds
the
like.
rabbit ears on top of this building right now.
Wait a second. If you really think about it, because when we tried to get internet here, they're like, no, we can't do it. No, you can't get internet here.
Whoa,
They're like,
whoa.
no, they don't get the cable company involved. See?
Yeah. We're staying off the grid.
Yeah, that
We might
probably
wanna-
is.
Everything's off the grid here at Ciro's. Got a laugh in the back. Somebody Comedy Store history.
Somebody knows who's serious. Somebody.
Why is there a sewing kit where it's known as an Intui?
Oh, this.
What is
Pair of
that?
scissors. This was we needed string earlier, and the closest we could get, thanks to our friends down at Pink Dot, the world's strangest convenience store.
Yeah. It's
All-
like a great place to get murdered.
Yeah. It's so creepy there.
Or to get a sandwich. for
Nothing has a
15 bucks.
price tag on it. Everything's overpriced.
Everything's up for you can haggle though. How much do you want to pay for this sandwich, bro?
Oh, you could.
That's if you go during the day when
You
the
like
other
tuna
guys
milk? How
there.
much do you like tuna milk, bro? What are you willing to go out the pocket for tuna milk?
7, 8, 9, 10.
No, what can you do for me? Maybe nug? You got nug a week?
The bartering starts quick.
Bartering always works, especially in LA. I've bartered so much shit with nugs a week. Made people's day with nugs a
Oh
week.
yeah, they never see it
Yeah,
coming.
the plumber, he didn't see it coming.
If you have half a joint on you,
Yeah.
people go crazy.
I got the pool guy high. He's like, hey man, oh man, I've been down to get high all day.
I guess it's like it must be hard for people to get pot or something.
Old school people who don't realize it's like fucking water. You can get it anywhere. You know when I can get a lid of weed, huh? Absolute.
I remember when a dime bag was a dime.
Not dime bag, see?
All right, so let's get this party started. Patriot, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. If anybody if anybody misses their spot, they get a permanent blacklisting. And when I
Wow.
say blacklist, the Patriot always makes this noise. Yeah, he makes that noise with his mouth, people. That's not a button he
He's like a
pushes.
guy in police academy.
Yeah, it's like what was that?
Michael Winslow.
Michael Winslow. He's like Michael Winslow meets Steve Gutenberg in an iron Patriot suit. You laugh at the Gutenberg thing if you'd seen his music videos. You gotta look those up, by the way. Look up Dirty Crabber if you get a chance when you're at home.
So you're drawing a comic's name now.
Right? There's tons of names in the hat. Are you guys ready to get
Those
this
are
thing
comics.
started or what?
You can tell those are all comics. They're hip looking.
Some of
A lot
them.
of them are hip looking back there. They're hip looking guys with beards.
Heck yeah. Oh yeah, I see them. Those people are. Where are you guys from?
You think anybody's got...
Straight from the valley?
I'm from the Valley. Fuck yeah, the Valley. Till I
Yeah.
die like Brody.
Oh yeah, 818 till I die. You got it.
You
Push
got
and
it.
believe.
Yes, push.
You listen to the podcast?
No, I never.
Oh, well, thank you. Just some random stranger. Well, welcome, sir. You're in the right room. I picked a name, and the comedian's name, your first comedian tonight, is Clee Wiggins.
So I just get started? Since Mara was up here earlier and the Iron Patriot was up here being racist, I'll just go with this one. That actually, not too long ago, actually banged a ginger. Forced by circumstance. Not because I wanted to, not because I had to. But the thing is, the first night that we ever hooked up, his roommate walked in on us, and his roommate just goes, "You guys look like Neapolitan ice cream." I was just mad he got to be 2 of the 3 flavors. I was like, see, there's the man keeping a sister down. Again, how come you get to be 2 and I'm only 1? You know, we're Neapolitan ice cream with caramel sauce. That's what we are. Now we're equal, separate yet equal. But he grew up not knowing any black people, so he thought that not only would black men's cum be brown, but that it would taste like chocolate. Which I was like, I wish that your retarded childhood dream was true. There'd be so many more different kinds of guys in my background if Mexican cum tasted like dulce de leche. Many more Jesuses. I'm in there.
There you go. Hell yeah. Pretty Wiggins. Talking about hooking up with a redheaded guy.
Redheaded one? I know.
Wow, that's interesting. What was it like a? Did you guys meet that night and it just magic happened? Did you guys go on a date? Like,
No, he was a bartender at a bar I used to hang out at up in the Bay.
so you had known him for a while.
Yeah, a couple months.
The first time you saw him, were you like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking.
No, the first time I saw him, I actually did literally think he looked like a leprechaun because he was short.
Interesting. So he's
And
a
like
short.
He's sort of
white-
built like Scott Conn, like sort of like very compact with like bow-legged. That was the only thing that kind of appealed to me. Bow-legged.
This guy just sounds terrible.
But no, he was awesome. Actually, he wasn't. He was too much of a cuddler. I think that was his biggest. That was my issue. He liked to cuddle a lot.
You're a comic. We don't cuddle.
No, don't
It's
touch
gross.
me.
It's weird.
What? I love cuddling. I cuddle all day.
I like roll over in the morning. I was like, why are you still here?
I like to sleep with my dick inside of her.
And that's okay as long as nothing else about me is touching her.
That's power cuddling right there.
It's totally locked and loaded.
Scenes taken.
Wow, just leave it in.
That would be
every
fine
night.
with me though. Just if it was only the dick and nothing else was touching me.
Oh, there you go.
I'd be okay with that.
So just a fan of power cuddle or no cuddle at all.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I like cuddling. You don't like cuddling at all?
After I'm done sexing up, get off me. Got it.
We go to our separate corners like boxes.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta go see my cut man now. Get the fuck on.
But then afterwards, do you go back?
Sometimes I go back for a little seconds, but most of the time I
No,
just
I'm
watch. I
talking
just
about
watch HBO Go on the iPad. You go to fucking sleep.
No, I
Do you-
mean back to cuddling.
Do you go back to cuddling, not for sex?
She doesn't like to cuddle either, and that's the thing. You know, she's like Puerto Rican, so she gets hot really
Do
easily.
you sleep with like a
That's
pillow
my
between
problem,
your legs
too.
or something?
Yeah. No, I don't sleep with a pillow between my legs.
Do you sleep with a pillow between your legs?
Sometimes.
Do you sleep with a pillow between?
No, I sleep with the girl between my legs.
Oh.
I have one hand on her tit. I have my dick inside her with my leg like this. It's fucking awesome. It's just like perfect. It's like you're 2 puzzle pieces put together. And the air conditioning turned on like 40 degrees so you don't sweat. You're just locked, like keeping each other warm and surviving.
How many girls do you get pregnant with this thing?
None.
Really? Even with the dick inside all night long?
Yeah, it seems like if you let a dick marinate inside of a vagina all night long, some type of life form would have to grow.
Or some kind of fusion would take place.
Yeah.
But you have to have a period first before that you can even get pregnant.
That's okay.
I see what you did.
This guy.
I know what you did. And you lean back after that like that.
Boys can't get pregnant.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck yeah. I love Neapolitan ice cream. I love that reference there. That's fun.
Thank you.
That was pretty good when you talk about the brown cum coming out of the brother's banana. I've heard people talk about like chocolate milk coming out of the
Brother's banana too. He can't make enough monkey references while talking about black people.
No, I was saying I like that joke. That was funny. I've heard chocolate milk jokes about
No, that was good.
females'
That was
breasts, but I've never heard that.
I'm not on board with that soul system number 9 song, brother. Like the dance reference is like an afro thing or something. It's very subtly racist. But from ignorance, which I feel like I can
Subtle
be
racism is more offensive than overt racism.
But
It's
I
overt
said-
racism, you just own it.
I said I'm in love with Soul Sister number 9. I said
Yeah.
it's a compliment. I mean,
But it's like a fetish. It's not a good thing.
Like a fetish.
I love it. Clea,
Yes,
what was the, so, yeah. I like the, Dolce de Leche part, is that right?
yeah.
But
I have references for all the major races.
And then the Mexican cum thing was. What was
That's
that?
what the Mexican cum tastes like
Yeah.
dulce de leche.
That was good.
Seems like it seems like you could go on and on with a whole ice cream run
Yeah.
of, you know,
I've been trying to think of one.
like the guy that like is abusive. It's like Rocky Road.
Oh, there you go.
And we could go on and on with ice cream references all day.
The lactose
But what do I know?
intolerant guy.
No, I like it. I'm gonna explore that avenue. Thank you, Tony.
Tons of ice creams to be had. Clee Wiggins, everybody.
Clee Wiggins.
If you're on Twitter, why don't you follow it? Clee the Pimp. That's Clee, K-L-E-E, the Pimp.
Clee the Pimp.
At Clee the Pimp. Fuck yeah, that's fun. So that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes we just listen and chat with people. Sometimes we have brilliant ideas. Sometimes the Patriot just fucking twitches his little arm off.
Calls out racial slurs.
Yeah, when the brothers come out of their bananas. I mean, what the fuck are you thinking over there? I love it. Man.
Brother, like when you say brother with a hard R, it tells me you say nigger with a hard R.
Yeah. I'm starting to think that because of his accidental racism, the Patriot bought that suit because he was getting beat up by black people all the time. It's just like, that's why it's all dented and shit. The fuck you say, boy? Alright. Back into the black bucket we go. Ori Amir. Put your hands together for Ori Amir. Oh, he's a jumper, dude.
Good evening, gentlemen. Yeah. American women. So my accent is half Hebrew, half German, and yes, I've been unsuccessfully trying to kill myself for years. And I'm stuck with the accent. I can't fix it, but I thought, maybe I could say more American if I say American things. Like, yo, this is America. Speak English. Jesus loves you. Sign here. Damn scientists lying about global warming. Oh my God, I am also a member of the National Rifle Association. Give me one of those cool handshakes. Guns, yeah, freedom. I love the English language. I love how rich your vocabulary is. You got words like communist, socialist, Marxist, Maoist, anti-American, and these are only the synonyms for poor. Right? I've been learning English words.
Alright, that's a powerful 60 seconds. Put your hands together for Ori Amir.
Ori, that was good.
I fucking love you. Where are you from?
Israel.
Wow.
Straight out of Israel.
How long have you been here? In America?
5 years.
That is so cool.
I like him. You know why I liked him? He came up here and he got right to fucking business.
Yeah.
He's like, I got 60 seconds, suck.
Yep.
I'm gonna throw down.
And
And
he
he did it. Didn't he do it? He did it.
Nothing but daggers the whole time. Just
Yeah.
fucking quick lightning jokes.
Yeah.
That's so fun. How long have you been doing stand-up?
A couple of years.
A couple of years.
He did it. You talk about who you are, where you're from, until you're famous.
Yeah.
And he did just that.
Yeah.
60 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love that. What else do you do? What else do you live here in Los Angeles?
Yeah, I'm doing a PhD here.
A PhD?
I study brains, yes.
Oh,
Really?
wow. You're like Freud.
Yeah, I actually, we do like fMRI studies, like when you look what happens in the brain under various things that you...
Various things. You sounded really smart until the end.
Yes,
there.
various things,
Yes.
yes, brains, it's parts, it has parts, and it has...
Wow.
No, I think he was going to throw out a word, and he knew he wouldn't understand.
Right.
Actually, look at what happens when you enjoy comedy, like that's the last thing I did, so you can actually see the parts that are...
Wow.
Oh, wow. That are affected by humor? Was that what you... Oh, wow.
So you basically go inside the scanner with them and you're like, have you ever noticed how bright it is? Don't laugh, you're moving your head. No, it disturbs the signal.
Wow, that's amazing. So you're doing studies on that, on how laughter affects the brain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Check out his shoes, bro.
Oh yeah, those shoes are fucking baller, man.
Yeah, those are baller. They look like you went paintballing.
Yes, it was white. I'm just a messy eater.
Those are great. I like them. I like this guy.
Yeah, that's so cool. So you're like super smart. What are you going to do with your whole PhD
I'm good at
thing once you
pretending.
get it?
I don't know, probably look for a job doing the same stuff I do now.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
32.
Oh, wow, you're a young man. And I bet you've been in every country, and I bet your passport's looks like fucking janky. It's
I've
just
been
got
to a
stamps
lot of
everywhere.
places, yeah.
You've been to a lot of places. Right?
What's your favorite place that you've been to?
Colombia.
Ooh,
Why?
Colombia. He's like, because the glow is fucking pure.
People are awesome.
Yeah.
The nature is great. The women are.
Wow. That is awesome. What'd you end up doing with the Colombian girl that you met there? Just getting crazy? Did you guys do it by the beach like they do in movies?
Actually, yes.
Did you have the mob after you?
No. I had them stop the bus and help us. They wanted to help us with the guns and stuff, but they
Okay,
didn't.
yeah, the guns. They run the guns.
They wanted help with they asked for like people who know how to clean guns, which I'm not.
He's
I don't-
32. Like, I'm 34. When you meet guys who are like, he's on his way to being a fucking doctor, and I'm a level 55 in Call of Duty.
I know, it is pretty crazy.
It's
to
amazing
think.
what he's been doing with his time and what I've been doing with mine.
What I want to know, like, what I find interesting is a guy as smart as you, like, how seriously do you take the stand-up thing? Like, is it something that you'd rather do other than that, or
Do you dabble? Is this like squash?
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of the most fun things ever. It's,
You're like,
yeah.
I can tell he loves it.
Do you do a lot of spots?
The occasional ones. Yeah. Not too many. Moderation. Yeah.
Interesting. I think you're very, very funny and very, very interesting. Keep doing what you're doing.
Very thank you.
I recommend doing more spots. You're so smart. You could break at any point. Don't let anybody tell you that you started too late, because you're very funny and extremely smart. So use that to your advantage. That's Ori Amir, everybody. There he goes. A fucking genius who dabbles in stand-up comedy and kills. By the
Working
way.
on his PhD. We gotta go write jokes.
You know, I studied the brain. You may have heard of it, even
Yeah.
though you're a fucking idiot. Put your hands together for your next comedian. Very funny man who I've seen here before. Put your hands together for Lil Bro, everybody.
I love Latino women. You know why I love Latino women? Because they know how to take a punch. Seriously. Like other women you hit, you know, they either want to call the authorities or fight back or call their brother. But I can make that joke because I got a Mexican wife. I got her in Tijuana for $50. She's an equestrian. I know she loves horses. Bought her from a guy for $50, man. So I don't have her yet. He's shipping her to me. I guess it's a mail order bride. I don't know. I gave him my P.O. box, so I didn't want to give him my real address, just in case shit don't work out and I have to get rid of her. So I got a room at Motel 6, so we staying there. I had it delivered to my P.O. box. So that's all I got. That's a new joke I'm working on.
Fuck yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So my immediate thing. Put your hands together for Lil Bro, everybody.
Lil Bro.
Yeah. It's extremely funny from the top. I could tell the first thing that you wrote was that initial, first line, and now you're trying to make it bigger from there. That they can take a punch. And I like that you bail out of that and rationalize it. Are you really married? You don't have a Mexican.
No.
Right.
All that's, I actually wrote a long story of how I met her and how I love her, and how the guy's going to send her to me, and I give him my P.O. box because I'm waiting,
Right.
down at the post office. She's going to end up being there waiting on me to get there, because I actually have a joke about that.
That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
Was when you mentioned the PO box, like you got to mention, how you're just gonna check it out. You know what I mean? And like see what you're dealing with
I'm
first. Because-
thinking.
and if you're gonna keep playing it like that thing's real, then I would also rationalize like it's only $50. That's just enough for me to not care and be able to drive away without putting this thing in the car, whatever ends up showing up to that post office. You know what I mean? So it's still worth it. It's not like, thousands of dollars. So
You can even say that you were unsure and you took her home for a week to try her out, but you got the insurance and you take her back because she was broken. Something like that.
For real. Yeah.
or that when the box came, it was such a strong box because Mexicans make such sturdy products that you couldn't even open the box, and she just
Or he
just
opened it
died.
and like 10 of her fucking cousins ran
There it is. Yeah.
Hold on, I got two for the price of one.
I like his energy. He's got good energy. He came out
Totally.
swinging. He came out throwing haymakers, and that was good.
Absolutely, totally.
He's
But
got
yeah.
on orange. Orange is a great color because it's also a smell, a sight, and a taste.
Heck yeah. Orange is the new black.
It is the new black. It is the new black. He's got an orange watch on. He knows what time it is, son.
Is that G-Shock?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Juicy.
Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Same place Ghetto Boys are from.
He's dressed like he's performing comedy in a construction zone.
Yeah, I know.
This is like a casual day. It's a holiday, so I was.
But you know, we always get it crisp like that, from head to toe, matching. Like I'll try to sometimes not match so much on purpose, but I'll look at it just head to toe, monochromatic. That's how we do it.
Yeah. Well, hey man, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
There he is.
And I like the spelling of his name too.
Lil Bro is on Twitter at Lil Bro. That's that's Lil Lil Brough. For those of you that are huge fans of comedians with their names spelled as hard as they can be spelled, you must love Lil Bro. Bro spelled Brough. Lil Bro.
Hey, he could also be called No Fro.
This guy, man.
What the fuck, man? What is wrong with you? I can tell after he says these things, he laughs because you can see him like jitter up and down.
Watch him just take off into the sky.
People fucking go crazy about the Iron Patriot. I mean, everybody loves him. Like, I guess, you know, I never get to listen to the podcast. I watch it from time to time and check out the visual part of everything. But I never get to listen. But it seems like everybody who listens and watches gets the feeling of how much and how liked the Iron Patriot really is.
And it's a lot of fun for me because people send me questions, and all day long I answer questions about Kill Tony.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know they can watch it. I'll direct them with a link to where they can watch it on Vimeo. They don't even, and they go, I didn't even know I could watch it.
Yeah. It's all blowing up for you, man.
Because I like people to see me and see my costume, and then they'll ask, you know, about my costume. And it's been a lot of fun because 3 months ago I didn't even have a Twitter account, and now I'm just having a lot of fun every day. I go on there.
It's on stuck, dude. It's stuck.
Can somebody push the reset button on the back of his
Control Alt Delete in the back. It'll do it.
All right, let's keep this fun train moving along. Your next comedian's name is Dustin Emery.
So, that I know of, I've never had a dick in my mouth. And I say that I know of because how do I know dicks aren't like spiders and you don't know it? But about 7 dicks a year have been crawling into your mouth while you sleep. And I'd be like a magnet for that shit too because I sleep heavy and I drool a lot. But anyways, pretty sure never had a dick in my mouth, but I have had very, very vivid dreams where I'm sucking my own dick. And which results in a disturbing dilemma for the straight man because now I feel like I know what it's like to have a dick in my mouth. Like what it's like to have it rubbing inside my cheek. What it's like to choke on it. Even what it's like to chew on it. Just a little bit. I'm not gonna like chomp down on my own dream dick. Just little nibbles. Anyways, that's it.
Okay, Dustin Emery. There's an interesting what I find interesting about what you just talked about is having a dream about sucking your own dick. Like it seems like there would be a wealth of.
I've had that dream.
Really?
It is a possibility.
What do you do in it? Do you feel it? Do you feel it?
No,
too?
I just go, what the fuck am I doing? I'm ashamed.
And you're like totally flexible and just able to do that?
Yeah, like I must have thrown out some ribs or something
Right.
to do it. I don't know how. Just all
I've
of a
had
sudden.
dreams where I'm sucking 2 of my dicks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just gay as fuck.
You can never
One of those dicks can't possibly be yours. I mean, I'm sucking 2 of my dicks. I mean, one of them looks like Lil Bro's dick, but sucking 2 of your own dicks. Do you have 2 dicks?
No.
Then you're gay, bro. You just came out of the closet.
How long have you been doing comedy for?
Yeah, how long you been doing it?
I've done 2 open mics and that's it.
Oh,
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, you know what? I think the
Awesome.
thing in the beginning is he should have said it, what you opened with, and then let it land for a second because you got right back into it. Because let it land because it's an absurd thing, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?" And then you get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes you get into it and you haven't let him get over the shock, and you see a lot of jaws drop. Like I'm gonna hear about dicks, but make it funny, you know. But,
Did you did you have a wet dream?
I've actually only ever had.
But you didn't have it when you were sucking your own dick. Like I think there's something funny in that. Like that you couldn't get yourself to finish with your own blowjob. Like there's something in that. There's something in a bunch of that. I would stay in the pocket on the dream. What I would analyze.
the dream frees you of all creepiness. Is what
Right.
it does.
Right. I would not mention the part where you're sucking 2 dicks.
One dick minimum.
Yeah, definitely.
One dick maximum.
1 dick minimum. So true. Oh my god, totally. I mean, if you're sucking a dick in a dream, always
Make
a
sure
one
it's
dick
your
minimum.
dick. Make sure it's your dick.
But there's definitely a great premise there. That's so cool that you've only done this a couple times.
Yeah, good for you. You didn't seem like you got the business. You got
Yeah,
busy right away.
yeah. Keep doing it all the time, as often as you can, if you're interested in it.
It looks hip like Yusuf.
Yeah, I mean, guys that look like you are getting jobs over geniuses like me. So, I mean, it's a great time to look like that.
Yeah.
Not many jobs. I'm still doing pretty fucking good, but it's your
Great time
time.
to look like Keanu Reeves. It's a good time.
Absolutely.
It's a good
Look at
time.
this guy.
Yeah, it's a good. Look at him. He's hip.
The one thing I would say though, but this is more you just learned because you've only been doing a very short period of time, and then you'll learn this. But the biggest thing I would say is to act like you're saying that as you, instead, because I could kind of tell you kind of like wrote it out. You're kind of almost going.
Yeah, I
like,
can tell you were trying to remember how to say it verbatim.
Yeah,
Definitely.
instead of like, no, this is actually me.
It's a
that's
thought
talking to
occurring
you.
to you.
Like if I was talking to you and you were telling me this story, you wouldn't be doing it like that. You'd be doing it like, so I was like sucking this dick, and you know what I mean. Like it would be more believable as you instead of, but you'll learn that. You know?
Right. That comes from just doing it a lot. But so far, at least you're putting yourself in position to have interesting premises. So there you go. That's Dustin Emery, everybody. You don't have a Twitter? Get a Twitter, dude.
Get a Twitter, bro.
It's time.
Don't be that guy. Get a Twitter.
It's never too late. Just get on Twitter.
I do my own thing, man.
Yeah. At open mic number 30, you'll be on Twitter and you'll be like, why didn't I just get on Twitter when
It's always the hesitant people who actually get on and start killing it.
Oh yeah, totally. They come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing comedy, Freddie?
13 years this year.
Did you start at the Comedy Store?
I did. It was my very first time here.
Me too.
Yeah.
So you went through all this already,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a long time ago, doing the open mics and stuff, shit like that.
Yeah. Old school.
They just got rid of the Sunday open
Yeah,
mic.
what is
what I
that? The
heard.
Sunday open mic. Done.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No mas.
Yeah.
Is that really a thing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
The crowd is getting freaked out.
I know.
I know, right?
right?
Yeah, it's only a tradition of 40 plus years,
Yeah, that's it.
In which pretty much all of our favorites and
No more new
Us.
comics ever. Yeah, I guess that's what they figured.
Hey, let's cut our future by cutting out
Yeah.
the future of comics hanging out here. Seems like a great idea.
There we go.
yeah, it's a really, really interesting situation. I feel like this is like the 9 a.m. report of 9/11, where it's like the 10 a.m. report's like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
And it's like so fresh off the presses that people are just like, can't even digest
Yeah.
it yet. But
It's like when the plane, it's like, you gotta show me 2 planes hitting the building, then I'll be scared.
Right.
It's like 2 dicks, you know?
Right.
You don't do that.
and we were talking about this outside. It benefits us
Then you're
because
fucked. 2 dicks, you're fucked.
oh, there's a 1 dick minimum.
1 dick minimum. That would imply that you gotta order many dicks.
We were talking about outside that it benefits us than not having a show for
Sure.
the 40 comics on Sunday, because then technically we would get more
We get a
time.
paid spot.
Right, a paid spot for the amount of money that they pay us. And so it's really interesting because even though it benefits me, I can clearly see why that is there's no other comedy club that has an open mic like this
Yeah,
place.
they need to get that back.
It's interesting.
It's
And
what
it-
keeps this place going.
And I'm pretty sure everybody just wants to work stuff out. I mean, they'll end up, the people, it needs to be just marketed as for what it is, because Sunday is like one of the coolest nights to come here.
Yeah, anybody can. The first time I ever went on, I saw like Chris Rock. They
Yeah.
being in a band and being like, we played on the same stage as Zeppelin, bro. The first fucking day we ever did it.
Yeah, everybody comes in.
Yeah.
If Chappelle's here, they're coming in. If
Dice came in when he used to
Right.
come in. I remember the first time I met Dice. I was like, hi, Andrew Dice Clay.
I've only-
Get the fuck out of here.
I know, exactly. I've only seen Dice on Sundays here.
Dice told me to get the fuck out of here. That's
I
awesome.
introduced him to my mom on a Sunday night.
I know, you make all these rookie mistakes when you're
Oh
first
my
here.
God.
Dice, this is my uncle. Fuck your uncle.
Right.
What, did you fuck your mom?
No, why would he fuck my mom?
No, like what happened? What?
No, I was with my mom, and Dice walked by, and I go, Dice, this is my mom. And he goes, what do you want me to do? Shake her hand, give her a hug?
Your mom's a hoe. Okay.
No, he was really nice.
But then he got cool after.
Yeah,
I
totally.
see you've been coming here a while. I'll be nice now.
Right. He gets it. But hopefully this Sunday thing will clear itself up. It's an interesting.
Is there something that's being replaced? Or are they just doing like shows?
It'll be like a
show,
Tuesday or Wednesday night show. Which all that needs to be known about it is that the same comics that would do the spot for 15 minutes there are here on those Sunday nights anyway to do a pop-in spot.
Right.
It's just an interesting thing at the bottom ground of comedy, and since we do this show, I figured it'd be worth
Yeah, it's a bummer.
mentioning. It's an interesting thing happening there. So
we should pick it and start.
I would pick it if I was an open.
I bet you their comics are like, hey, do the fucking bucket!
Oh yeah, that's right. Hey, we already just lost a spot on Sunday. Get your hand in the bucket, Dick. Alright, put your hands together for your next comedian. Des Delgadito. You've been blacklisted, Des.
Wait, say it properly though. They might not have...
That's the blonde guy.
I'll give him a chance to
How the fuck does he have such good handwriting? Put your hands together for Des, everybody. Are you here? He should be coming. I mean, he's not deaf, right? Oh, nothing on that? What are you?
Does he know he's outside? You guys are jerks.
Oh, he was the guy under 21.
Wait a second. He's blind and he's under. Well, you can technically by rule the performer can come in just to perform.
You got a wireless mic you could take out there?
Go grab it. That's cool, right? Yeah. I would just. Okay. All right. So let's do one more while Des is coming, right?
I've always had a fantasy.
Because I'm sure that's going to take a couple minutes.
I've always had a fantasy to actually have sex, like to meet a beautiful blind girl. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah. No, she doesn't know how hot she is. You know, you can treat her like she's a little...
Or you can just...
She has no idea she's a 10. You're like, you're all right. You're okay. But you needn't be talking to me like that. I'll fucking leave you.
They need to have a website to find these, because what are they doing? There's probably gymnasiums of these blind girls.
Gymnasiums?
Yeah.
Is that a unit of measurement?
Yes. When it comes to blind people.
Is that happening? Is somebody getting
Yeah,
Des? Is he still here?
He was here like 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
It's been someone else though.
Really interesting. A comedian under 21 who's blind. I mean, this guy's going to be a star no matter what.
Oh, yeah. He should be on America's Got Talent.
Just stand up. Is this thing on? You know what I mean? Like any joke is automatically funny when you're blind. I mean, what can't be? How can you not kill? He's going to. He's already starting and he's under 21. Like, I'm honored to meet this guy. Des Delgado. He's got to change his last name. We'll talk about that. This is going to be interesting no matter what. This is like comedy history. I almost like the anticipation leading up to it.
Delgadito?
Well, this might take for a while.
Yeah, let's just do one more.
You can't see stairs and things like that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I saw him in the back. I saw him coming up here.
So, like, is he wearing like sunglasses or
But he
something?
did have the cane. The cane like Ralphie had in Christmas Story when he ate the soap.
Definitely wow.
It was so poisoning.
So we'll do one while we're waiting. Put your hands together for Peter Christian Hessing.
Yes.
Peter Christian Hessing.
Bam.
This guy better be fucking blind.
He is not.
Then he's blacklisted.
Blacklisted. Commie. Done with.
I love it. There you go. Done. We'll never hear of Peter Christian Hessing again.
Look outside. Couldn't see the light.
What are you, blind?
Oh.
All right, well, there you have it. Des Delgadito is going to be a star one day, but I guess it doesn't start here tonight.
He's probably just pink dot, like going in circles.
You probably heard me say his name, and he's on stage in the main room right now.
Of the House of Blues.
This is not going well. Woof. I mean... I thought there was like at least 30 or 40 people that said they were going to this show, but I mean, I am really bombing up here. I know I walked up on the stage. All right, put your hands together for your next comedian, Cody Morley, everybody.
Cody Morley.
There you go.
Guys, I think I'm exactly
young enough, the very youngest you can be, to still remember when pornography was a hard thing to get. You remember you had to go down, like into the basement, some weird corner, open up a bust of Abe Lincoln, push a red button, bookcase opens up, you slide down, you're in your dad's clothes. Now you gotta answer a Sphinx's riddles. You get them all right, you can go down a hallway, but you gotta run, because if you walk, then you're not gonna beat the giant boulder following you. Go to where the hallway narrows, you hit the wall, secret door. You dig in the old sea chest, not the new sea chest, that's a trap, you find a VHS tape. Depends on what your dad's into. My dad, obviously Batman, so Blacks on Blondes 13, what my dad likes. Then you needed privacy. Get the VCR so low that all you can hear is the tracking, just hear the TV. All they can hear is the dog. And he's just happy you're out of peanut butter. Really. It's more of a joke, but I think I only got a minute, so I'm done. Thank you.
There you go. You nailed it. 57.7 seconds. That's Cody Morley. What's a sea chest?
A sea chest?
Yeah.
It's something a sailor takes to sea with.
I mean, treasure chest.
Yeah.
Kinda.
I'd say
It's like what a guy in the Navy like takes his belongings in. You get a sea chest and a sea bag.
CSEA. See?
Yeah.
Right?
SEA, yes.
Yeah, just think treasure chest would make more sense.
Yeah, I feel like treasure chest pays.
Sometimes you might want to contribute to the lowest common denominator because it's going to be somebody who doesn't
Lowest
understand that. You know what I mean? Like
Run
there are
right
people.
down to the world.
Yeah. That sea chest. What does he mean?
By round of applause out there, how many of you knew what he meant by sea chest originally?
Give it up for the Navy people.
Look how hard Sarah claps to try to be smart.
I knew what it was.
I knew what it was.
4 more people than I
Pent up
expected.
energy. 2 people. 1 and 2, and this guy started clapping before I got to the end of the question. When I said how many of you knew,
By round of applause.
I'm a fucking genius. I know what kind of boxes they were using when they were shipping things across the... Is that how you talk?
Yeah.
I knew it. I have no idea who you are, but you have the look of a fucking guy that's just my fucking life,
I bet he
man.
says, "What do you want from me?" a lot. What do you want from me?
Right?
What
Are you from New York City?
No, never been.
Philly? Where are you?
South Bay. South Bay.
Florida? Like Miami? What do you mean South Bay?
California.
Bay Shore, Brooklyn?
What?
Northern California.
Everybody's yelling like
Northern
opposite.
California.
South Bay.
Glendale, Burbank.
Southern San Francisco.
Cerritos Auto Square.
Can you name a city that you are near?
San Pedro.
San Pedro. Yeah, there's a,
Malvina.
it's all around there, you know.
South Bay.
It's not the 30 miles zone, so it doesn't matter.
So, what do you?
Let's talk about his jokes.
I totally forgot about you.
I liked his porno joke about that because porno was hard to score. When I was a kid, you had to go to the 7-Eleven behind the 7-Eleven in the bush. Like people would store like Swank and Gallery, like the hardcore ones where you like open the page, each page with girls' legs on it. It's like a science fucking experiment. But you would get it, or your cop buddy, like your dad was a cop or somebody like that. That's where you'd score porn, but it wasn't.
My dad just had a stack underneath his fucking like clothes in the closet, and they all had water damage, and it was water damage.
Yeah.
It wasn't like
My
calm
actual
down.
dad had an actual bat cave you had to sneak in.
Really?
In a corner of the basement with a secret door. Yeah.
Like kept the
That joke
porn
actually
stash.
came from, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I didn't have a dad, but I had an uncle. And my uncle owned a bar. So what would happen was, this was a lot of my first jerking off moments. What happened was he had this amazing satellite dish that when I was like whatever 13 or 12 or whenever that happened, but the channels would just come in. But what's interesting is since it was on the second floor of this bar that he owned, there was a TV above his TV that had what was going on in the bar. So I knew when he would be coming up the stairs and shit, so I'd be watching both TVs just like, oh god, I really hope I don't get caught. It's so weird.
What happens if you finish but you're looking at the wrong TV?
Right, exactly. Then
You're staring at your uncle.
you blew a load on
Not
your
gonna
own
walk.
walks. Anyway, Cody Morley, everybody.
Guys,
At Cody Morley.
Uncles are used to it. That's why you don't look at the porn on your phone because then somebody texts you like your buddy does, and you're like, oh, I got my.
Yeah.
You texted me actually.
That,
Before,
really?
Yeah.
During a phone
during a
jerk-off?
session. I didn't have the iPad near. You know.
I so
Grab what
rarely-
Apple device was local.
I so rarely do that. I remember when I got my iPhone and I first looked at porn on it, I was amazed.
Yeah,
like, this is a fucking revolution. Like, we went from Snake to watching a normal porno.
Yeah, feature length.
Yeah, I didn't get to see much porn back then either, Tony. The most I could hope for is like, Porky's when they had that shower scene, or, Fast Times at Ridgemont High with Phoebe Cates coming out of the pool.
That was nice.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Judge Reinhardt was jacking off in the bathroom. That was a good one.
I have a question for you, Patriot.
Oh, that's not the part people remember. That's the Phoebe Cates part.
That was the whole scene. I mean,
Yes.
the music from the Cars, that Cars song that was so good, moving in stereo, that was a great scene.
I have a question for you, Patriot. What are the top 3 keyword search words that you type in when you're looking up porno?
I'll tell you, if you want to see some pretty feet, go to UJizz and type in Brandy Bell feet.
Jesus, that was not the question I asked. I can't believe you just said the words "go to UJizz."
Go to UJizz. Type in Little Orphan Annie.
Listen to my question, Patriot. When you're going to jerk off on a porno website, what are 3 words that you find yourself typing in sometimes? Not all in the same time, but at different times. Your 3 favorite things that you're into.
Petite, feet, natural, hairy.
Good thing that I specifically asked for your top 4.
Wait, what's with the hairy? Is that like having like bush and no bush?
Bush, wall-to-wall carpeting, your old store.
Yeah, I mean, I like a little bush. It turns me on.
Fuck yeah, dirty crabber.
There's still part of me that has a little love for the bush because we grew up on the bush, but the cleanliness factor is far better today.
Well, it's if it's a bush or if it's just like not taken care
Yeah,
of.
if it's thickets and shit.
Yeah.
Where
Where it's like you're putting your dick in her and you're pulling her butthole hair.
and an ecosystem in it.
Not really into it at all.
Yeah.
I'm anti-bush. I really am. I just can't. It reminds me of like I must have like seen my mom's vagina when I came out of it, and there was probably a bush there. My mom seems like the kind of lady that would have a bush, and I'm sure I saw that vagina on my way out, and I'm like, I don't need to ever see anything like that.
Everybody's mom's got a bush. Whose filthy mom is
Right. Whose mom is that dirty of a slut that she's fucking pulling out the razor?
Yeah.
I can't stop looking at Freddy's beard and thinking about Bush.
It's true. Me too.
Well, when I go down there and I eat at Delia's, where I really have to pull this thing back.
You gotta
it's like a fucking loofah.
Put the rubber band in and pull off the Captain Lou Albano.
But sometimes I'll leave it on and come up and get the things. I like that.
Let's keep this fun train moving along.
Yeah,
There's
another
nothing
guy.
from Des, huh? Nothing from the blind guy?
No.
Oh, what a shame. Oh.
Ugh.
All the potential I could see in him. Your next comedian is Frank Castillo.
Hey everyone. So I started prematurely balding when I was 19. Okay. The thing that sucks is like no one is ever honest with you when you start balding, and like I didn't get the hint until my mom bought me a yarmulke for Christmas. Like we're not even Jewish. Like I opened it up and I was like, Mom, are we converting? She's like, no, you are too bald. Thank you. That's what I did.
That was 21 seconds. Is there anything else you're working on? That you All right. Well, first, let me just tell you that the only thing that I didn't like was the absolute opening of I started prematurely balding at 19, and the okay, because you just need to go on to the next thing, right into your next sentence, because that's not really a punchline. So when you're like, okay, people are like, was I supposed to laugh at that? But you really don't need to, because that's not really a punchline, that's just your setup anyway. So into the premature balding, into the Jew thing, which I think is hilarious. Is there anything else that you're working on?
Not that I feel comfortable with doing. Like I'm still writing and I'm still working.
What's the premise of the new idea that you'd be uncomfortable talking?
All right, so it was, all right, so my girlfriend is. I have a girlfriend. I don't know if anyone knows. And she's really good at cooking, and I love her cooking. I love it so much that it ruins hot chicks for me. Like every time that I see a hot chick, I have to really decide whether or not it's going to be worth it. Like I see a hot chick, and I'm just like, you're cute, but like, it's enchilada night tonight. I can't miss that. All right.
There's something there, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Again, when you started that
Hot
joke,
puss or hot plate, you know,
right.
something like that.
Right.
Maybe take a hit of the cigarette. I'm feeling dicey.
More and more.
It just got dicey.
Very dicey. All the way down to
Like
the
you say,
cigarette.
like she said hello, and I was fucking her, and that's that. And then the laugh.
Pepperoni nipples, a pepperoni pizza.
There you go. It's good. There's something there. I know what he's talking about because there's girls far hotter than my girl, but it is. It's like she cooks really good, and they even explore it with that. It's like girl, you know, 7s take care of you, 10s not so much. You know, 10s take care of themselves. That's why they're fucking 10s.
Right. Yeah, I would also just be more clear on the front end of it. It's going to help you a lot in that payoff on the end if you're more clear, because the way that you're saying it now, you say that you have a girlfriend, and that when you see a hot chick, you know, so we don't know whether you're saying that your girlfriend's not hot, because you don't say that. So it's sort of misleading, whereas the idea is funnier than how you're saying it right now, which is fine, because I sort of drug it out of you anyway. You didn't want to talk about it. But, you know, take the importance of the setup being so important. It's as important as the punchline. It needs to be quick, concise, fun, to the point, because that all adds up to the payoff in the end. This balloon that you're blowing up for one quick pop, every breath counts. The more air that's into it, the louder the pop's going to be. So, you know, be clear on those setups and keep rocking and rolling. If you're on Twitter, his name is @FrankCComedy, right?
Yep.
There you go. That's Frank Castillo.
Frank Castillo.
A lot of names in the bucket today.
Let's do rapid.
Rapid.
Rapid 2.
Rapid. Luke Schwartz.
Luke Schwartz. Come on, man.
Yeah, the killer.
Hey guys, how's it going? I've noticed that single guys do this thing where they carry like a condom around with them all the time, like in their backpack or their car, wherever. Like just hope springs eternal. Like there's just gonna be like some sex emergency that you're just gonna have to like jump in and just fuck. But like it doesn't ever happen like that, clearly. But the closest I could get as a single guy, like carrying that condom around to like using that condom, is if I saw a sexual assault like happening. That would be the only place I could use the condom, and like I'd have to like run up to this dude and be like, look, I know you're a sociopath and you like have no feelings, but like I also want your dick to feel nothing too. And that was my attempt. Sorry, everybody.
Brian, in the very beginning of that, Brian pulled out this fucking pancaked magnum, disgusting fucking... It looks like you've been sitting on that for months.
No, this is fresh. I just put this in. I always keep a condom in my back pocket.
True and not funny. Yeah.
Here's something I would say.
I keep them at home where I fuck.
Sometimes you're behind, Pink Dot
Yeah.
with that blind girl.
Sex emergency.
Yeah, sex emergency.
It's,
I've had that.
We have
You never had that happen where you go to a girl's house, you're like, oh, I'll go back to your house and have a glass, and then you're like, oh shit, you don't have a condom?
Yeah.
Fuck.
We used to carry him around like in 8th grade, thinking we were going to get the puss. Like he was saying, like it was going to attract puss. Like he should go somewhere with that because it's like you know, like
Right.
carrying the keys to a Mercedes won't attract a Mercedes. It's like nor will carrying condom attract pussy. It's not going to happen.
Yeah,
but we thought that in 8th grade that because it's back there, it will come.
Yeah, that and where I thought you were going to go was somewhere like along the lines of what you keep in your pocket instead. And plus,
I only ever.
And plus, that again, sort of like with Carlos, there's a little bit of confusion in your setup because what you say is some guys keep a condom in their back pocket and that doesn't really work. But you're not making it clear that doesn't work for you. It seems like you're dogging those guys that have it, but it's not.
Because it works for me.
Right, it works. It works for other guys.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying. Okay, I'm not trying to like put
Maybe it's something like, I'll tell you, I bet you anything this would kill. Like if you said something like, a guy like me, something like, even if I had a condom in my pocket, you still have that face. So it doesn't matter what the fuck's in your pocket because they don't see the condom in the pocket.
Yeah.
That's not the first thing they see. They're not seeing you and going, oh, this guy's safe.
I'm still me.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going, this guy looks like fucking Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
And if he has a condom in his pocket, he also has a corpse under the stairs or something like that. Like I would really talk about that you look like a serial killer.
That's the bottom I want to put out there. It's like,
I mean, you really got to acknowledge it. You got to talk about what it's like living life from.
I would say it doesn't work for me. I don't carry a condom in my pocket. I carry mace.
This is not the worst.
For innocent victims.
Right.
Just for fun.
Just get raped.
Hey, at the end of the joke, you were talking about the only time you get to use it is if you saw somebody getting raped and you put it on that guy. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
A sociopath? You were going to put the peel on his banana?
Oh my god, that's what that was all for.
Yeah, just waiting for the end to say.
He's doing his lap bubble. It's so blatant when he laughs in that suit. It's my new favorite thing.
But yeah, at the end, I could completely confused on all that. Like if you saw somebody getting, sexually raped or whatever like that, that you would put the condom on him so he wouldn't feel it.
That was the only way I could use the condom and
you could find something funny on that.
Yeah, it's a really interesting reach that you're going for with that. But there might be something there like that.
Because a condom's hard to put on. I mean, when somebody's getting raped, you have no chance to put it on.
Like concerned with the logistics. I was just going for the.
Oh my god. Patriot out of nowhere from 3-point range. Well, I happen to know when I'm raping girls, it is not easy to put a condom on whatsoever.
So I keep it on all day.
Like a real rapist.
I don't like condoms.
Doug. No one was like, that guy loves condoms.
All right, Luke Schwartz, everybody. Very good. What would Morgan Freeman say about Luke Schwartz?
That's probably the same.
Where are we at? Let's do one more out of the bucket, and then we're going to move on to our final segment of the show. Hopefully. Mike Glazer.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Growing up, I enjoyed doing magic. Like a Jew who likes making coins appear all the time. Really fun to do. I'd pull them out of people's ears, which was nice because then I'd get a quarter and it felt good, and I enjoyed that idea. But then I was doing children's birthday parties in high school, and I wanted to try hypnotism, and no one would let me put their boy in a trance. So I don't know how they practice. How do hypnotists practice? How do you get someone to nap, or how do you get them to try napping? You can't just wave a watch like an asshole. No one will want you to. No one wants to quack or bark against their control. 10,000 hours, I guess. All right, that's what I'm working on right now.
All right, a joke about hypnosis, and everybody in the room got very, very sleepy. So it actually made sense if you add that part to it and not do any of the beginning stuff again. Cut out that 50 seconds that you just did. Just add the part. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, you talked about hypnosis and how they would practice. There's really not one. How long have you been doing stand-up, Mike?
5 years.
Wow, look at you. Interesting. Where are you from?
Chicago.
Nice. How long have you been here?
2 months.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
That's fun.
Yeah. So, just come up and have everyone nap?
Hypnosis.
Yeah, I mean, you could say, I like the idea of, like, how do you train hypnosis? Like, do you start off with just waving in somebody's face real close? Or, there might be something there, like...
How many stopwatches do you have to go through?
Yeah.
How many drugs do you have to actually use in the beginning before you can...
Right, how many roofies are you slipping
before the placebo effect begins?
Here, drink a little bit of this.
What is
and,
the idea of the setup, though? Were you really a magician? Did you really do all that, or?
Yeah, I
You
love
did?
that. And it's, in my mind, it's like, oh, protection of getting into a weird new thing by just talking about myself for a minute first.
Yeah,
And
I love
then,
that.
But I like the idea of like a lot of like getting people to nap against their will so I can get them to bark later.
Yeah.
Do you have bits about you doing magic and being a magician at some point?
I have a short story about a magician who kills himself.
Oh, that sounds fun. How long did you do magic for? Did you do magic?
I did. Yeah,
Okay.
that's absolutely
How long did you do it for?
Did it for like 6 years.
Are you still doing it? Do you go to the Comedy and Magic Club up there on the hill?
I want to go there.
Yeah.
I don't do magic.
You haven't been there yet?
Not
Can you
yet.
do any magic for us right now?
If I had like some rubber bands, I could separate them.
Okay, cards maybe? Can you do anything with
Rubber bands?
Cards, rubber bands?
He
Oh,
keeps
did you
rubber
have
bands
rubber
around
bands?
his condoms. So. Thank you.
To keep their hair out of my kids.
It's got a good beard going on there, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's very sturdy.
He goes for the heavy mustache with the beard. I like that look. It's a good look.
It's very well
It's
trimmed.
very like Tombstone, Arizona look.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's like Wyatt Earp met Paul Simon.
totally.
Wait, so you trim a different length on your when you have your
I
mustache?
have what's called the natural with the integrated mustache, right, Ben?
Oh, you guys and your testosterone.
And I keep the mustache from growing over the lip, but I let the rest grow as it wants to.
Okay, yeah, I cut the lip.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. They have pretty lips, both of us.
Yeah, I do. They're full. I want to show them
Fuck, do I grow a fucking beard?
Oh, it
man?
ain't happening by now, bro.
It's just one of those things where it's like, how could this possibly be?
They're like
And I'm
movies.
still waiting for it. I'm 29 now, but I still think about it. It's like, what the fuck happened?
If you
How
rub your
the fuck? I can do so many things.
if you rub your face on my ass crack, it'll probably grow within 2 days.
Brian.
To rub up and down.
Hey, Tony.
I would expect that from the Patriot, Brian.
The Patriots thing.
I heard you describe it on the Ice House Chronicles, and you say it grows out. It just grows out in patches.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's very interesting that that happens.
You don't want to be hairy, man. You don't want to be hairy. 'Cause, I mean, Freddy looks like he's lucky he's not too hairy, like on the back and in the chest or anything. But usually, if you're hairy up in the face, you usually are hairy everywhere. And the older you get, it starts going everywhere. I saw an ear hair the other day. It
I got lots of ear.
Oh, it freaked me the fuck
But
out.
your arms are smooth, so you can wear like.
Oh, this guy's about to butt fuck you, bro.
He's liking what he sees. I keep the hand.
Can't wear a
beat down
V-neck.
a little bit.
Keep it going for Mike Glaze.
I
What
like
is
it.
it?
I like Mike. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, definitely. Keep rocking, man.
There you go.
He's on Twitter at GlazerBooHooHoo. We're now going to move on to our final portion of the show. As always, we have two regular, very funny ladies who do a minute each every single week since the inception. Put your hands together for, as always, your first of the two, the one and only Sarah Mostajabi.
I was getting ready to go out on a day last week, and I realized I was spending entirely too much time trying to pick out a pair of panties. You guys don't fucking care. You don't fucking care. It doesn't matter. This guy's about to spend $19 on a couple Big Macs and a pack of Zimas for what? A fucking pair of panties? I don't think so. It's not about that. Guys, unfortunately, don't have it that easy. It's a little creepier with you guys, depending on where you wear the little white paper envelope. Please don't bring that out. That's terrifying. Or the plaid boxers. No one wants to fight a fortress of plaid fabric to get to a dick. That's not good. Just maybe throw in some boxer briefs and call it a day. Make it easy for everybody. Make it less creepy. That's all I got, you guys.
Well, she is Sarah Mostajabi. With the underwear stuff. That's interesting. Yeah.
What was the first part? Like, guys don't spend. What was the first part?
The first part is talking about I spend way too much time. Like literally last week, like trying to pick out underwear, and I don't know why, because it doesn't fucking matter. Like, why would I even?
Well, it's. Did you wear that underwear or on purpose, or is that the most beautiful vagina I've ever seen?
Wow, I mean, you are really fucking rocking. Wow. Holy shit. You don't want to wear pants when you're performing on a stage that, I mean,
You can't and it's like
It's like a
I
mouth
promise
breather.
you can clearly see it.
Sucking in right now.
It's blatant. It looks like I'm pretty sure that you wished it to come true. Yeah, a camel toe would be a light way of putting it. It's more of a camel's hoof. There's like multiple toes, and it's basically almost a camel's arm.
It's not offensive though. I'm not offended by it at all.
Oh no, not at all. It's fine.
Quite
But
captivated.
it's
actually.
fine and it's great, but it's definitely not professional. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't want to. Nobody's gonna.
It's hypnotic though.
It is.
Well, yeah, that's the point. Is that when you're doing stand-up, you don't want people daydreaming at your vagina. Guys are gonna stare at that, and chicks are gonna hate you because.
Especially when you're talking about underwear. Is what I'm saying.
It's like a really interesting pair of pants that you're wearing because not only does it accentuate the camel toe, but the front is almost completely missing of these pants.
It's sexy as fuck.
She's super fucking cute, and that's what takes it.
Of course, but I'm just saying those pants make it look like she got raped by Freddy Krueger. They're cut up. I mean, it's adorable, but we've talked about this before. Like, I mean, if you're as far as doing stand up, you gotta dress the part in some way, and that's definitely that's the last thing that anyone who I know that's succeeding on the female end of doing stand up. Where's that left?
Let's get a picture of that.
Yeah, Jerk Off City. But yeah, it's not a professional pair of pants. I would work on the pants. I really didn't notice that.
It is. I mean, it's very like I would sit there like, damn, that shit's sexy as fuck, and I wouldn't even thinking what you're talking about.
Totally. You gotta dress the part.
Yeah.
You gotta
Too sexy.
You gotta almost dress like a boy to do stand up.
Yeah.
Here she is, Sarah Mustajabi. We got live in.
And you can get them both ways. If Brady were up here wearing a thong, the girls would not listen to
Totally.
his fucking
Right. If I was wearing those pants, I'd be in big trouble.
Yeah.
Put your hands together for your next comedian. As always, the one and only Kimberly Condon.
Hey there. My mom thinks I'm immature. She called me the other day and she's like, Kimberly, you don't know anything. You don't know what's happening in the world. You need to grow up. I'm like, Mom, I watch the news and I'm not immature. There are some really serious things happening. I'm not kidding. I'm being serious. She's like, that's not funny. I'm like, okay, Mom. I know what's going on. Like, CBS and Time Warner had that little battle, right? They had a month-long blackout. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Big deal. I did that my freshman year of college. She's like, you're so immature. You don't know what's going on. I'm like, okay, I might be immature, but you have a really big problem with Jewish people, so I'm going to get off the phone. That's it.
Always good. Short, sweet, thunderous jokes. You've packed them into one format of which you're talking to your mom. It's an easy outlet to unload those three topical jokes.
Yeah.
While the only thing I would add to it is acknowledge that your mom is Puerto Rican. Right, I would acknowledge that from the top, that it's always interesting listening to your mom, because then that'll make that pop a little bit, because people are like, what, it's just a little, normally I say trim stuff and make jokes shorter, but with that, it's just to throw that in there on that front end so that people aren't surprised when they hear a stronger accent. But other than that, that's very impressive. You're killing it, Kimberly, every week with a new minute, and great job to both you and Sarah Dresses.
And good job covering your vagina so I can't see it also.
Here she is. Freddie, anything you want to promote?
I'm on Twitter now.
Oh, really?
Well, actually, I've been for a while. Freddy Lockhart on Twitter.
Awesome. Freddy Lockhart on Twitter.
And then my podcast on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. on Toad. And then...
That's What's Good.
That's What's Good. But most importantly, find me on PlayStation 3 if you think you're the shit at Call of Duty Black Ops. I will fuck you up, son.
Grand Theft Auto, baby.
And Grand Theft Auto. I will drive by, shoot, and pepper your ass up like it's nobody's business. And don't try to be my friend on the online world. Very nice guy in real life, but I will shoot you in your face online. My name is Mr. Majestic, which is a Charles Bronson movie. Look it up, because that's who I am. It's Mr. fucking Majestic. play 7 on PlayStation 3. Thank you very much. And the champ, the fucking champ. Thank you. Thank you for having me on this.
Definitely, it was a pleasure to have you. Please keep that fantasy football belt nice and clean because I'll be
Absolutely.
taking it from you in just 2 months.
Oh, you want to be my hype man? Carry it around for me? That's awesome.
No,
it's awesome. I figured the show you're so busy.
And I actually open up against you on Sunday.
Oh, good luck to you,
Yeah,
buddy.
the Dead Kid Timmy versus the Hinchcliffe winners this Sunday in fantasy football. Comic Patriot is at Comic Patriot on Twitter. He's the Iron Patriot here. He's one of the coolest guys in the world. At Red Band, at Tony Hinchcliffe. We're going to Phoenix.
The 26th, Thursday, will be at Stand Up Live. Go to standuplive.com. The following day, we'll be in Ohio with Tom Segura and Christina Brzezinski. Go to DeathSquad.tv. Guys, thanks a lot.
I'm in Winnipeg the 12th and the 13th. Thank you.
Holy shit, I'm in La Jolla next weekend. Sorry.
Just for me, the church bells rang.
It's so weird not having my nice one. Yeah.